Hello everyone, my name is Callan5110, aka Duncan, and we are here at my little swamp boat to talk about wetlands and their importance. They are one of the most important ecosystems for humans and animals alike, and they are in danger. A lot of them are currently being destroyed by people draining them for agriculture and the industrialization of them, and we need to help them with all our hearts. If we don't help them, they'll be gone forever and we won't have them anymore, which is very bad for all of humanity and all of the animals and plants that rely on this beautiful, beautiful ecosystem. But we must first get to know the wetlands and what it does so we can truly begin to help it after we understand it. First, we must work on identification. We all know that swamps and wetlands all look something like this, or if you've ever heard of a wetland or swamp, may look like something like this. With lush trees, plenty of water, mud all around. But there are more options that you might not know of that surround this whole entire ecosystem like place. Like, for instance, a wetland could be anywhere, including these low portions in this little wheat field here. Low portions of water are where potential wetlands could start forming if they're allowed to form, if the farmer doesn't destroy them first or drain the field. These are little wetlands start. They can also be on the sides of long, long roads here, and just a little water with little vegetation. Anywhere where animals can stop to rest, anywhere where there's lush grass growing, anywhere that could really just help out an ecosystem. Make sure it has water, make sure it has the right vegetations. You can't just see a pool of water and say, "Ooh, that's a wetland." You have to make sure it has aquatic plants in it. Or my favorite option, along the roads here. Along very long roads like this that stretch on for a long time. Ditches in general are great places for wetlands to form. They are a big holding area for a lot of water. Any depression where water can flow into is a good place for a wetland to form. Now I'm going to show you a more practical example on the screen behind me of what we have around here, what might be a wetland that actually might be used by many animals. We have a celery bog in Lafayette, Indiana. This is what we might think of when we think of a wetland. A nice vegetated area like up there like vegetated area back there with plenty of water. That's what we think of if we do think of what a wetland might be. This is what we think of a wetland being. Place where aquatic life can live in harmony with nature, and one where a variety of species can be happy, no matter, any aquatic life can be happy. But there are major problems that wetlands face: industrialization and farming. We have lost 50% of our wetlands since 2009 to industrialization and farming, according to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. So why does it matter if they truly disappear from life? If all of this behind me just went away, what would matter? Why does it matter? So then we might be asking ourselves, what do they do? What do wetlands really do for humans and animals alike? How are they useful? Well, there are two very important things that wetlands do for people in general. One, they hold lots of water that slowly make their way into the aquifers that we have that are below ground, which aquifers are the big, just underground water reservoirs that most, if not all of our water comes from in at least the United States. And according to the Hoosier Environmental Council, there is about 1 to 1.5 million gallons of water held per acre in wetlands. So imagine all that water per acre being held in those wetlands, helping replenish how much drinking water we have per day. Number two is a filtration which a lot of the water that you see here will filter through the mud, filter through into the aquifers where we get all our water from, and will filter out all the heavy metals that might be in there and all the extra nutrients and nitrogen or any other chemicals used in farming to be out of our drinking water, saving money for a lot of people, for a lot of our government. It's also used for a large amount of birds. Birds in the sky, birds everywhere. They use this place as a resting ground. Here might not be a great example because mostly water. Not all birds that stop at wetlands will be water type birds. This one's better suited for ducks, especially with the big body of water here. And so then I'm going to give you an example of what other birds use this space for. Now this right here, I know it might be a shaky video, but this is at Goose Pond in Indiana. All those white dots there, those are all called snow geese, and they are using this place for a staging ground to rest from their long journeys. Goose Pond is a wetland, and they have a lot of stops on the way. And this is one of the bigger migrations that at least goes through the United States is snow geese. That is just one example of many of migrating birds use wetlands as staging grounds. But like I said, wetlands are getting destroyed to build more and more warehouses, homes, parking lots, and getting drained to increase crop yields, and are getting destroyed to maybe just build golf courses, just golf courses, which we don't need. No one needs more golf courses. Without these very important wetlands, we have less clean drinking water, which will already hurt everyone who is already hurting for clean drinking water, requiring the government to pay for services that the wetland does for free. And I know how much the government likes doing things for free. It saves us about $14.9 trillion every year, according to the EPA, for these services that they do it for free. And we would need to pay more to just do what they do already, which honestly, how can you even comprehend that much money? Like, you can't, there's so many, you can't buy the whole world for that. And we're just letting it slip away slowly. According to the EPA as well, we have 6% in the southern half of the United States of our wetlands left. That's all we have left. And what do we do after they're gone? There's nothing to filter water anymore. They're just gone forever unless we do something. So here's the thing. What do we do? What we can do is we can use our voice. We can use power as people, as our First Amendment right to talk to the government, force them to protest for these very fragile places that are required for many things to live and breathe. Or you could do something else physically. There are plenty of places in the world, or in the United States, that are willing to take on new people to help them physically restore wetlands, like planting plants, digging out more places for wetlands to form. You can look for environmentalists who are in fact trying to restore these precious places behind me. And if we don't do anything, if we do nothing to fix this continuing declining state of wetlands, we'll be way worse off. We won't have clean drinking water, and it will only cost you more. Cost you more money in either taxes or whatever else you pay. So please help out any environmentalists you can find that are restoring wetlands, and protest with all your heart till you can't protest anymore. Because if we don't do it, who will? Thank you for listening. I am glad that you heard me out. Thank you. See you next time.